A high-powered game tonight as Cottonwood visits Logan on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. And the Game of the Week is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness. Never give up. Lewiston State Bank, your hometown bank with a new branch at 3rd South and Main. Wendy's of Cache Valley, quality is our recipe. Cache Valley Hospital, your first choice for healthcare. Discount Tire and Automotive, so much more than a tire store. Salt Lake Express offering door-to-door service in Cache Valley. S.E. Needham Jewelers, where Utah gets engaged. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station. Hello everyone and welcome to the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Logan and Cottonwood just underway. Missed a couple of plays, a first down pass for a couple of yards from Falk to Brady, and then a pass interference penalty on the next play gives Logan a first down out at the 42-yard line. I'm Eric Olson, Lee Vaughn with me. This Cottonwood team playing their first game of the year, Logan playing their second. Having trouble with injuries this year with the Grizzlies, and in the backfield, Taylor Compton is wrapped up for a 4-yard loss. But you know, Coach Favero doesn't make any excuses as far as the injury go, does he?
Well, no, he doesn't, and he always plays a lot of kids, and that's why he plays this very difficult preseason before region, so they can get playing time. They really get toughened up and ready for region play, and that's why they're so good when down the stretch.
TJ Fajoko with the tackle. Stacked receivers on 2nd and 14 on both sides for Logan. Falk's just going to throw this one away. 3rd and long coming up for the Grizz.
Well, Falk had two choices. They were both covered well by Cottonwood. He had Zach Rich and Jesse Brady. Scratch that, and Bo Artis on both sides, just standing, waiting, letting some blockers set up. But really, that never came to pass. So smart play by Falk, throw it away, and live to fight another day.
Rich and Compton to the far side. Thompson and Brady to the near side. Another receiver in the slot at the top of your screen. Stepping up, Falk delivers, but it hits the turf before it gets to Compton. It'll be 4th down, and the Grizzlies forced to punt.
Well, Falk never really had the chance to step into that. He didn't plant his front foot, so he couldn't put enough on it. That's why it comes up a little bit short.
This Cottonwood team, they have 8 returning starters on that defense, but they gave up 34 points per game last year. They were in shootouts all year long. One of the reasons they were 5-5 and not any better, but they've got a bunch of D1 recruits. And we'll talk about them as the game wears on, and it looks like we may be seeing one here pretty soon. Cooper Bateman, the quarterback that has committed to Alabama. Nice kick by Thompson. Hangs up there and finally brought in by Lotulele. Lotulele down at the 23-yard line, so that's where the Colts will take over their first offensive possession under new coach Greg Croshaw.
I could talk to him for a long time, I think. He's been around a long time, and we talked about it earlier, that he coached at Dixie for a long time, quarter of a century, and I think Snow as well.
24 years at Dixie, and last year at Mesa Community College.
Mesa.
This is his first high school coaching gig, and he takes over all sorts of turmoil for this program in the off-season. A coach that was fired, and a big-time donor that was kind of pushed out, and Bateman's going to throw on 1st down. Down the sideline he goes, and he has a man hauled in down there by Sione Moli.
Well, that's a great play by Moli as he comes back to the ball. Maybe we can take a look at this on a replay. Bateman has a lot of time here and just sits in the pocket, never looks away from Moli, and has time to throw and puts a bullet down the field. It's not right on, but Moli does the great thing. He runs that under pattern, lets the defender run by him.
Holy moly.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
37 yards on 1st down, and this one dropped out there by Sione Moli. The receiver's not really big for this Cottonwood team, but their linemen are big. Moli is 5'10", 170. Inoki Lotulele, 5'9", 175. Some consider him the best receiver in the state. He's number 4, and he's split in the slot to the top of your screen. as Bateman on second down has Gabe Hosea behind him. Hosea, returning starter, almost 1,400 yards rushing last year. And here's his first carry. Finds a little bit of a hole. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6 after the 4-yard gain.
Well, Logan's going to have to do something about their defensive effort last week, making sure they hold assignments and really do their job. They gave up a lot of points in the first 2 quarters, and that really put them in a hole they couldn't get out of.
More points in the first half last week than they gave up in any game last year. Doesn't help when you lose 2 D1 kids, and Caden and Chasen Anderson. Moley catches it past the first down marker, a 9-yard gain on 3rd down.
Cottonwood first down at the Grizzly 25-yard line.
That's just a nice out pattern there. Cooper Bateman finds Moley again, and I think Taylor, number 15, Taylor Compton is going to get a workout tonight, the cornerback for Logan.
Bateman 6'3", 200 pounds. Hosea with the give up the middle. As they spread that defense out, this Logan defense looking at a similar look to what they see all week long. 4-yard gain. Yeah, Caden Anderson fell longboarding during the summer and whacked his head good. He's out for the year. He's already committed to Utah State. Same with Chasen Anderson. He blew his knee in the first defensive play last week. This one high and picked off. Picked off by the Grizzlies, and returning it up to about the 18-yard line is Josh Wilson. Logan football.
And that ball just floated on Bateman there as he went to throw downfield. Let's take a look at the replay here. He throws across his body, still gets his feet turned and plants it, but that ball floats a little bit because the wind is coming pretty stiffly from the north right now, and I think it held that ball up just a little bit.
He was looking for Desmond Banks, number 25. And the Grizzlies with the takeaway, and their offense back on the field. Cottonwood offsides.
It's a free 5 by Pututan.
Offsides against the Colts, 5-yard.
Those defensive ends, they get kind of jumpy.
For the Grizzlies.
6'3", 205-pound junior. He's
a linebacker. They're in that 3-5 look.
Yeah.
Or 3-4. The nose guard is big big Fua Jay Latautau, 320 pounds. Here's the screen. Running room for Compton, and it's a first down. A gain of 8 on 1st and 5.
Ball marked out at the 33-yard line, good for a Grizzly first down.
I'll take a look at this tackle right at the end. This is a great screen setup and read well. And, if the defensive lineman can get to the quarterback that quickly, you know something funny's going on. Watch this tackle. Almost gets a little piece of the face mask there.
Looking for Thompson down the sideline, and it's too big for him.
2nd down 10.
And the Grizzlies wasting no time. Well, Falk split time with Nelson a couple of years ago. Then he moved down to California and played there last year, then came back before the year was over, and now he's the starter. A little bit different look for this offense. He's not the runner that the DJ Nelson was, but he's more got a big arm.
More cut out of the Manning cloth of a few years ago.
4-man rush. They keep going down the sideline. Brady trying to get by the defender. I don't know if they're looking for a PI call or what, but it was well defended out there by CJ Fahoka.
The coaching staff seems to think they found something over there and tried to exploit it, but you're right, that's good defense. Is it just me, or do many of the Cottonwood players look like they're wearing penalty flags on their feet? I keep thinking there's a flag on the field.
Yeah, those yellow shoes.
Yellow shoes.
3rd down and 10 after the Grizz take a couple of shots deep. 3-man rush this time. Underneath, Falk looks for Thompson. Here's the flag. Banks there just a little early. And I don't know if it was that so much as he had his arm wrapped around the intended receiver, and that'll be the 2nd interference penalty on Cottonwood in the early going.
You'll turn when you have that back arm wrapped around the receiver. He turns as you start to reach. You automatically spin him, and that's an easy call for the officials.
Ball doesn't have to be catchable in high school for a pass interference penalty either.
A 15-yard penalty and a first down.
I think they talked a little bit about the Logan passing game this week down in Cottonwood.
I think they've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, especially when you have a defense that gave up 34 points a game last year. They were fairly young last year. Again, 8 returning starters. That's why we figured this one might be a high-scoring affair. But with, what, 8 minutes to play in the first period, there's no score. This is the second possession for the Grizzlies after they intercepted Bateman. 4-man rush, throws the out pattern to Compton. He's immediately brought down after a gain of about 4.
The play isn't that exciting. The fans don't get too hopped up about it, but if you get 4 yards on every pass play, you'll win the game.
That was Austin Inn, actually, that caught that, 85 and not 15. Stacking those receivers on either side are the Grizzlies. Not letting the defense rest. As the Grizz come and line up, as we're so used to seeing, and they look to the sideline and they make any adjustments from there. Falk's got a man. Brady hauls it in. He can't get away from the defender, but he picks up big yardage and a first down.
Jesse Brady down to the 27-yard line, and Falk's for another Grizzly first down.
21 yards, Falk to Brady.
Brady last week with 4 receptions and 52 yards and 1 touchdown. Actually, with all the injuries, got to play a little bit of quarterback too. 8 for 19.
Yeah, they used 3 quarterbacks last week. Falk took a shot in that game and was knocked out midway through the third.
I heard he had stitches on 3 places in his face as his helmet left his head.
Said he's okay. Falk looking to the left the whole time, finds Brady. Brady makes a move. Up near the first down marker, looks like he might be a couple of yards short as they were working on Eleni Aiolo.
That's going to be second down, about 2.
Second down and 3 for the Grizzlies.
Brady, 3 catches, 31 yards. And Falk now 5 of 9 for 43 yards. So the Grizzlies in the red zone as they're just inside the 20-yard line. Falk looked to his left that entire time waiting for Brady. Now they run the screen.
Defended well.
Yep, sniffed out down there by Nick Park, and he makes the tackle for a loss. Did he get back to the line of scrimmage?
Not quite.
Nope, he lost a yard to Compton.
Well, this would be a big deal for Logan to get some points on the board after that interception. Cottonwood was deep in their own end of the field, and after a loss last week, this is a great way to get some confidence. Like to have 6, but 3 will do.
3rd and a long 4 for the Grizz. It looks like the man coverage on the outside is what they're going to get. Falk steps in, completed pass to Compton. Compton makes a man miss. He's got a first down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, a gain of 9 on 3rd and 4.
You see so many high school receivers try and do that move and let the defender run by him. The problem is there's always another man right behind him. You can never get away from that. The best thing quite often is just to keep running.
Grizz on the move at the Cottonwood 13. And they've got that defense spread out. They're coming over the middle. Brady with the catch. Good tackle out there by Hosea. Down to the 9-yard line, a pickup of 4. Now they're going to put him at the 8, so it's 5.
That's one thing we're seeing out of Cottonwood, even though Falk is getting in a rhythm here, making some receptions. They're doing great at getting tackles and not giving a whole lot of yards after the catch.
2nd and 5 at the 8. Now it gets a little tougher, even if you do spread it out. Here's a flag. Did one of the receivers move, or did somebody line up offside?
Somebody's lined up in the neutral zone there.
We saw it a couple of times here at midfield. We thought some of the defenders were lining up offsides. Let's see what the call is. offsides on Cottonwood.
Offsides against the Colts of the 5-yard penalty.
That's a half the distance penalty, I believe. That's going to be right near a first down.
Second down and
and
foot.
And they don't put Falk under center. They keep him in the gun. Let's see if they try to run him at all. And there's Cottonwood again offsides. Oh.
Well, remember, this is Cottonwood's first game of the year. They don't have the one game of experience that Logan does, so they're a little jittery and they're amped up.
Well, you think they've been talking for 3 or 4 weeks about getting after Logan, about getting after that quarterback?
I think they're tired of smacking each other in the face, too.
They had to practice 1 extra week with each other.
First and goal from the 2-yard
That's terrible.
line.
They haven't fed him for a month. Told them that quarterback was made out of pizza. 4.5 to play in the first period. Logan first and goal at the 2. Looking inside.
Wow, they got to
There's
call
another
that.
flag.
Pass intended for
It's going to be first down again, down at the 1-yard line. And it's interesting to play defensive back in high school. You can knock the tar out of people till that ball's in the air.
Yep.
You can grab and you can hold and you can do whatever. Once that ball's in the air, and there you go. The little push in the back, not much. A little push in the back, the ball does not have to be catchable in high school.
Pass interference to call against
That's the 5th penalty.
Cottonwood Colts.
On Cottonwood.
Third PI.
First and goal.
Well, you got to think the Colts have gift wrapped some points here for the Grizzlies. They've got to convert now in the red zone and get the goose egg off the board.
Logan on offense returned 5 starters, although Hagen Anderson's out with a knee injury. Both the Anderson boys out with knee injuries. Now Falk quickly under center. He's going to keep it. He didn't need to go far, but it looked like he pushed forward, but they're going to say no.
Yeah, I don't think so. He didn't get a lot of, didn't find a gap there off the right side of the center.
A big Cottonwood defensive line. They spread it out and then tried to just run the quarterback keeper. Nothing doing. See if they do it from the gun, trying to spread it out. This is where it's a little different. Falk to those Nelson boys. High snap, nice job by Falk to get it down. And the pass, timing a little off. 3rd and goal from the 1.
Well, one thing that Logan doesn't have this year, they don't have a running back. One that they use a lot.
John Schmidt.
John Schmidt. That kid would pound it right through there, and was a great receiver out of the backfield as well, and they're really missing that component right now.
Compton's their running back, 5'9", 165 pounds.
Yeah, not quite the same.
This is sometimes where that spread can be tough, you know, these tough little yardage. And Logan says, we're just lining up and going. Looks to me like he's in. He fell forward, and he only had about a foot to go. Touchdown, Logan. So the Grizz walked up there and said, you know what? We're running this ball. We're showing you we're going to run the ball. Go ahead and stop us.
I think they put Chase Nelson in the backfield, didn't they? And he just ran up and found somebody's backside and started pushing. Yeah, I'm just going to start pushing.
Jake Thompson to attempt the extra point.
So it took them 3 cracks from the 1-yard line, but they finally got into the end zone. Thompson's kick is up. Thompson's kick is good. 7-0. Logan with the lead. 3:40 to play in the first period. 7-0 Logan on top of Cottonwood. They take advantage of the interception, drive 82 yards. Luke Falk caps it off with a 1-yard touchdown run, aided by a bunch of Cottonwood penalties. Thompson's kick through the end zone, and Cottonwood will take over at their 20-yard line, trailing 7-0.
Well, you'll see when we change sides at the quarter break that Thompson doesn't need that wind. That'll happen probably again, even with the wind right in his face.
Kick it into the wind, it won't matter.
That kid's a pretty good kicker.
Cottonwood ranked number 10 in the Deseret News Top 25. Logan coming in at number 17. 9 returning starters on that Cottonwood offense that you're looking at right there. 4 of the 5 linemen are returning starters.
That's a big deal.
Jenkins, Batty, Falamaka, Kinney, and Tupai, all returning starters. Bateman, 3 receivers to one side. He's in a little bit of trouble, but has running room to this side.
Bateman.
Finally coming up to force him out of bounds is Josh Wilson. Bateman picks up 6. And that's not what he wants to do. He wants to throw the ball, but he had nothing, so he got out of there.
Looked a little surprised to have a defender right in his face in the backfield. He's had a lot of time to throw this game so far.
Logan, 6 returning starters on that defense, so they've got some experience as well. Bateman with the little swing pass out to Hosea. Incomplete pass, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
That's a tough call from the referee right behind the pass to tell if it's backward or forward.
Well, from up here it looked forward, but we're a long way away.
He was right on it, though.
Was he?
Yeah. Didn't hesitate a bit, did the white hat.
It'll be 3rd and a long 3. No huddle for the Colts, and they do much like Logan does. They come to the line, look at the D, and Bateman looks to his sideline. And T.D. Croshaw, the offensive coordinator, calls out the play. 4-man rush. Bateman to the wide side, way too tall for the intended receiver. Cottonwood will have to punt.
Perfect first name for an offensive coordinator.
T.D. Logan's defensive line on that possession doing a little bit better job getting into the backfield.
Starting to find the cracks there. Looks like Brady and Compton back to receive now. On their own 40, so that's into the wind. This could be dangerous for Cottonwood.
Somebody late coming onto the field for Cottonwood, so they take a timeout. Dorian Banks. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be out there. We saw that a couple of times last week. The first game for everybody. There's different guys, not sure what team they're on.
Not a good feeling. You see your whole team for special teams out there and you're standing on the sideline. Wait, what?
Wait, huh? Mike Faveros in his 14th year as head coach at Logan. He's 112-50. Wow. Coming off a state championship
What is
season.
that, like 69%?
It's big percent. It's lots percent.
It's pretty good.
Averaging 44 points a game last year with that offense. And this year, even with injuries and some of the problems they had last week, they still scored 27 last week.
They did go for 2 scoreless quarters, though.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. They scored in the 1st and 4th.
But they gave up 41, and that's not really good ever. Kicked by Brenner, and they say get away, and that one's going to roll out of bounds at about the Cottonwood 45. And that's where Logan will take over, leading 7-0.
You know, it's the receiver's job to call out to get away from the ball because the blockers don't always know, but it goes right next to Coach Rivero. I guarantee everybody heard that.
I remember a game once where a kid was running around the ball game I was involved with, and it was a punt. And the kid ran over to the ball, and everybody's yelling, "Clear, clear!" And this one kid went over and he touched the ball, and now it's live. The other kid recovered it, and after the game, the coach said, "Why didn't you why didn't you get away? He said, well, I couldn't hear anybody saying get away. I couldn't hear you saying clear because everybody's yelling, get away, get away. Brady on the little quick hitter, 9 yards.
Mark at the 36-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 1 for the Grizzlies.
Brady getting a lot of work. 5 catches, 45 yards. We're still in the first period. 2:45 to play in the first period. 2nd and 1. Long one. Compton's in the backfield with Falk. Here's the give to Falk. A little delay. And he picks up what looks like enough yardage for a first down as he's down inside the 35-yard line, and it is a pickup
It's a Grizzly first down.
of 2 and a first down.
With 34.
Well, the Grizzlies need to take advantage of this wind as long as they can. They've got 2:26 left in this quarter, because that will change things. It'll change the kicking game. It'll change the passing game.
It's coming out of the north down there on the field, and it's blowing pretty good on the field. When we were down there, the flag's kind of billowing a little bit, but they're backing that safety off. Slot man's free. That's who they've got. Brady. That's your athletes and angles right there. He had the angle because they're trying to cover that flat with that linebacker, and he just can't get there in time, and it's another 8-yard gain.
If that linebacker would have looked up, though, he might have seen the ball. Take a look at the replay here. That ball is thrown dangerously between the receiver and the linebacker heading that way. You don't want to turn your receiver around into that. You want to hit him on the other side.
2nd and 2. Falk's going to roll to the near side. Looking for Thompson, who breaks free, and he can't quite get there.
I think Thompson broke off his route just a little bit early and had to restart. It's almost impossible to do.
Falk is 10 of 16 for 73 yards. It looked like maybe Thompson had kind of slowed down a little bit, like you said, and had to get going again. So now it's 3rd and 2. Logan is 2 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. Actually 3 of 3 because they converted for that. Nope, 2 of 3. That's the early one they missed. Had to punt early. They're going to run out of time on the game clock, and they hurry and call timeout. That's something new here at Logan High School. There's a play clock at the scoreboard. I don't know if we can get a shot of the scoreboard so we can see it, but then there's one on the school there at the north end. So there it is. See the 25 right there?
That is new, isn't it?
Yep, and then there's one on the other side on the school on the north end there, so you can see that play clock. And that's what they did. They saw it, and they were able to call timeouts. Usually that back judge will start counting with 5 seconds.
So much better than an official in the back waving his right hand over his head. It's a great idea.
Third and 2 for the Grizzlies. Their last possession, they got into the end zone, aided by a bunch of Cottonwood penalties. They lead 7-0. Cottonwood 2 possessions, a turnover, and then they had to punt. Falk in the middle. Brady, it's behind him, and he was wide open in the middle. I'll bet Falk would like that one back. He was in first down territory. All right, you've got Thompson, who definitely can kick this one, but they don't even hesitate. They're going to say, no, we're going for it. That slot man, Brady, is the guy that they have the advantage with so far here in this first period, and they're going to him.
Almost uncovered there for a second. The DB runs up. Oh, yeah, there's number 7.
Now they're rolling the coverage up. See if they can get Cottonwood off sides again. Play clock at 5. Better hurry. They're going to call timeout. Cottonwood was off sides a couple of times on that last drive. And now I think they're going to kick that field goal. I think they got out there, got all ready for it, and said, let's see if we can get them off sides. So if they kick a field goal, it'd be about a 44-yard kick from the far hash.
Distance shouldn't be an issue right now. It's a matter of Your aiming fluid.
Did you drink enough aiming fluid?
That's right.
Yeah, Thompson's got a big leg. You and I have watched him kick 65-yard field goals in warm-ups.
Yeah.
Now they're on a tee.
Still. It's pretty good.
Well, the Grizzlies are about 3 inches away from being up 14-0 in this one. Now they're going to look to make it 7-0. Brady's the backup quarterback, and he's the holder. They're kicking it. Plenty of leg. And it's good. From 45 yards out, 10-0 lead for Logan with 1:19 to play in the first.
I'm Wendy. Yep, that one. And I'm proud to introduce Dave's Hot and Juicy Cheeseburgers. They're all new and our best yet, with thicker, hotter, juicier beef, melty cheese, and a warm butter toasted bun. So come on in. You know when it's real.
Few relationships in life are more important than the one between you and your Michelin tires. Rugged, long-lasting Michelin truck tires. Michelin, a better way forward.
And Logan getting set to kick it off. A 44-yard field goal by Thompson gives the Grizzlies a 10-0 lead here in the first period.
Well, we've seen the numbers from last year for Cottonwood in their offense. I don't think 10 points worries them a whole lot. They can get back in this game if they can start clicking. And Bateman can keep his passes down. He's had a hard time keeping his passes from floating on him.
Yeah, it's two that have floated on him. Maybe he's a little bit geared up. Funny, Lotulele just starts jogging toward the sideline as soon as he sees that kick coming. Yeah, I'm not getting there.
You can catch it if you ran 10 yards behind the out-of-bounds line in the end zone.
You can catch that if you're standing in Nibley. So Cottonwood facing a 10-point deficit starts at their own 20 again. Hosea with Bateman in the backfield. Lotulele in motion. That's who they give it to. He follows Hosea. Not much there, though, for Lotulele as he picks up a couple. 2nd and 8.
Picks up a couple of yards. He'll be taking down 8 at the
Lotulele, 5'9", 175 pounds. He's got some wheels on him. And he's got flypaper for hands, but they haven't thrown the ball to him.
Doing a lot of throwing to Moley.
Moley and Banks. There's Lotulele. Nice block out there. He gets up across the 30 to about the 33. Pickup of 10. We say his name, and there you go.
He must have heard you.
Timeout.
He picked up a pretty good block out there. Tajon Reeves.
41 seconds to go in the quarter. Cottonwood sure like to get something on the board before this quarter ends.
Lele in motion again. This time they give it to Hosea and a flag. Motion. So another penalty for Cottonwood.
What is it, 7 penalties?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
According to my unofficial count and grubby little fingers.
You're official in my book.
Why, thank you. There'll be a little something something in your birthday card this year. 30 seconds and a running clock here in the first period. Logan leading 10-0. Cottonwood first down and 15. At their own 29. They're running the little screen to the backside. Logan has defenders there, but Cottonwood still manages to pick up some yardage with Moley. In fact, they pick up 10 yards.
A couple of blockers out there, Tupai and Johnson.
That's going to be the end of the first period of play. And Logan leading 10-0 after one here in Logan.
Hi, I'm Randy Anderson, owner of Master Mechanic in Providence. Every repair we do at Master Mechanic comes with our peace of mind guarantee, meaning all repairs are guaranteed for 3 years or 36,000 miles. That's triple the industry standard. Summer travel time is here. Before you hit the road, stop by and have our ASE certified technicians inspect your vehicle. Prevent vacation breakdowns with our pre-trip inspection. Master Mechanic in Providence, taking the worry out of summer travel. I guarantee it.
Well, and that's the difference between us and say a chain that they'll hire anybody off the street and doesn't matter. And not that that's so bad, but here we're trying to give as personalized service as you can, as informed as you can possibly be, and help the individual in their selection of eyewear.
Yeah, that's a great benefit. I don't see how you can put a price tag on that. That is
well,
awesome.
That's probably right.
Second and 6 as we start the second period. And Jose gets 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4. 3 carries, 10 yards for Hosea. Cottonwood 1 of 2 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 3 where they spotted it.
Well, this is a big deal to start the second quarter if you're Cottonwood with a first down conversion. We need a little confidence boost right here, and Logan defense is getting a little more confident, so see what happens.
Bateman, plenty of time, and now he pulls it down and has some running room. Dahl just gets wiped out at the 35, and that sprung Bateman for another 6 yards. Big pickup. 18 yards.
Tajon
Watch
Reeves,
this.
number 23. Bateman, a big kid, 6'3", 200 pounds. Finds that sideline and sees this block coming. Boom.
He got hit right in the head. Oh, look for that. They didn't call it there. He got hit right in the face. Boy, Lotulele juggled that one. So they just got him out there on his own on an island to see if he could make a play. He picks up 2 after he finally secured it.
Big number 76, Jay Letatu, 6'2", 320 pounds, getting up real slow and now limping back towards the other sideline. That's a big kid. I think they're all happy, and we are too, that he got off on his own power.
He's the nose guard as well.
Yeah.
And he laid down when he gets to the sideline. There he is. They're just going to drag him a little bit further away from that sideline. He laid down as soon as he could. He may have just taken one a little low. Here's the give. Hosea bounces outside. Nothing there. Compton comes in to finish it off. And that's what the Logan defense was so good at last year, not letting anything get outside of them.
Maybe gain of a half yard.
They moved that marker, so give him a yard, but first man there was being held.
3rd down and long.
Now Lindell on the tackle for the Grizzlies.
And they still made the play. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top of your screen. Hosea stays in the block. Lots of time for Bateman. Over the middle, Lotulele drops it. We talked about what a great receiver he is, and he dropped that one.
Well, you mentioned that he's not extremely tall, and that was a really difficult pass to catch behind you, above your shoulder pads. That was a D1 catch if he would have made that catch. It was a great throw. Well,
yeah, it's tough to twist your body back like that. And Cottonwood not looking like they're even thinking about punting this ball. And unless they quick kick it. They line up the same way they did before. They just switch Hosea to the other side. Strong right instead of strong left. Here comes some pressure up the middle. There goes Lotulele up to get it, and he's got a first down on 4th and 8.
I think he got that first down on extra effort. I don't know if he had it when he caught it.
He was dang close. Look right there where he comes down at the 29, and that's where they spotted it.
29-yard line.
Great catch.
Cottonwood first down.
9 yards on 4th and 8.
That's some confidence in your starting receiver. Drop the one before, we're going to go right back to you.
Well, he had 1,184 yards last year receiving and 15 touchdowns. Bateman threw for 2,484 yards and 25 touchdowns. We mentioned Hosea, 1,399 yards, 8 touchdowns, almost 250 carries on the season.
Doesn't sound like the stats of a team that went 5-5.
Bateman's going to keep this one around the left side, and he's down near a first down. Backside contain wasn't there. And Bateman picks up 10. Now that Cottonwood sideline starting to hop up and down a little bit and feel pretty good about themselves.
A little more spring in the step.
Only 53 players out this year for Cottonwood. They did not field a JV and sophomore team.
Wow.
Hosea up the middle.
Who'd have thunk it?
Picks up 4. Well, with all the turmoil and everything that happened there, some of the numbers were down, and they, you figure they'll have a pretty good team this year with all these seniors that they have back, but what does that do for the future if they can't get those numbers coming back?
Next year could be a little rough.
Well, that's something that Greg Groshaw will have to face next year. Keeping it, setting up the screen. And it's sniffed out, and the tackle made out there by Hunter Ballum. He made the tackle for a loss of 5. Was it Hosea?
Loss of about 5 on the play.
I believe so.
3rd down and 11 for the Colts.
Well, Bateman does a great job just getting away from the rush to let that screen set up.
And his helmet's off. That new rule, if you lose your helmet, you got to come off the field for a play.
We saw Hunter Bell make a lot of good plays last year on defense.
Bateman, 3rd and 11, lots of time, steps up, man wide open, and he can't haul it in. Sneaking in underneath Tajon Reeves. Had found a huge gap in that defense.
You got to think they're going to go for it on 4th and 11 this deep when we went for it at 4th and 8 before.
7 of 11 for 74 yards for Bateman. 7:53 to play in the first half. Logan leads 10-0. 4th down and 12. They've already converted 1 4th down. They're going to move Bateman. Steps up, throws. Pass knocked away from Reeves as Compton was there. And Logan will take over at the 21.
They're fishing for a PI, but that was great defense. Perfectly timed.
Logan offense back out on the field, leading 10-0. Looking to extend that lead.
Got a lot of rest of the Logan offense. Cotton was on the field for a long time.
Falk unloads underneath. Compton has to pick his way past the official. And he picks up about 4 yards. The official just about made the tackle.
Sometimes he gets in the way if you're out of the offensive backfield. Sometimes you can use him as a secret blocker.
Well, Jay Letatau is back in there, 320 pounds at the nose. We saw him getting off the field in some distress when he was playing offense. Brady gets pasted as he's heading out of bounds. The official's right there and doesn't throw the flag.
It looked like he was out of bounds on the second hit.
Ball's marked about the 28.
And a 3-yard gain. Brady 7 catches in this first half, 56 yards. See what kind of defense Cottonwood dials up. They've got 4 down linemen now. They're bringing 6. Over the middle, Brady hauls it in. First down across the 40-yard line. Falk saw it coming and put it right where it needed to be.
That's a great read. He sees that blitz coming up the middle, and he knows Brady's coming across. Doesn't even think twice about it, just unloads it. And Brady's feeling it because he took a pop on that play, but did a great job hanging on to it. He sees the blitz right here in the middle, and he knows it's going to be open right across the middle.
14 yards and a first down. Here comes 5 again. Brady again, and he's got a little bit of running room. Makes one man miss, but he can't make the second man miss, but the damage is already done as he's down to the 36-yard line.
Boy, and the spacing there of the Logan receivers is a little difficult. Almost looked like they were trying to set up a hook and ladder.
22 yards.
Take a look at this one receiver breaking down here, and it's Thompson who's watching Brady as if, hey man, you're supposed to throw that ball to me. Brady does a great job getting excellent yardage after the catch. That's one thing that Cottonwood did a great job of in the first quarter, and not so much in this quarter.
Falk unloads, looks to the edge, and Thompson has cut that one inside. And Falk kind of looks back to the sideline like wondering about that one, and now he's pointing at his receiver saying, hey, cut that one outside. Run the corner, not the post. And Thompson said, what are you worried about? We're in field goal range.
Yeah, we're just past the 50. We're in range.
We got points coming.
A few less penalties in the second quarter. Clock's running it pretty quickly down to 6:20.
Rich and Brady to this side. Compton. Trying to see who else is to the far side. Looks like it might be Compton and In, as well as Cade Watterson in that slot.
It's Nelson.
A little bit wide for Falk. No, it's Watterson, number 13. Nelson, what number is Nelson?
19.
No, that's Compton. Looking for him on my chart here. I've got him as 15 is Compton, 19 is Nelson. So you're right, 19 is coming off. Apologies to
it's first time.
Mr. and Mrs. Nelson.
Won't happen again.
Oh, Falk's got a little bit of running room. He's down to the 28-yard line. It was 3rd and 10. He picks up 7. 29 is where he's at. It's going to be 4th down and a couple.
Well, they're not going to kick it from here, but that would be a 46-yard field goal.
4th and 3. About 2.5, so 4th and 3. Everybody up for Cottonwood. Here's the throw. Brady, first down, on his feet and inside the 20. Down to about the 17-yard line, a pickup of 12.
Jesse Brady comes up limping, a little bit gimpy. He's going to stay in. Just a little pitch and catch here, an easy play, run that slant inside and set up. Wait for the ball.
10 catches, 104 yards for Brady, and there's 5.5 to play in this first half still.
I think he heard you talking about the best receiver in the state on the other side of the ball.
Now what?
Shoes untied, son. Yep.
I didn't see a timeout call, but they're sending guys over to the sideline.
Sure looks like a timeout.
He's telling them, get back on the field. That was an equipment timeout.
What are you doing?
5:20 to play in the first half. Logan leads 10-0, looking for more as they're on the Cottonwood 17. Falk looking for Thompson. Incomplete, and a flag in the backfield.
There is a flag on the field.
No, that was Compton he's looking for, and holding
the call against the Grizzlies
on Logan. And boy, Mike Favero's hot about something. I don't know if he doesn't like the call or if he just doesn't like that his kid was holding.
I don't think he likes either, if I know Mike.
Compton took a pop.
And, you know, we've seen Falk tonight throw a lot of floaters. There's a couple of times where put a little more finesse on that ball, a little more zip, you got a chance to make a play or even a score. And that was another one of those little floaters.
That was a backfield penalty. So it's 10 yards from the spot, and it happened clear back at the 24. It's going to end up being a 17-yard loss for the Grizzlies. That's their first penalty.
Well, if you're going to do it, I guess. 17 yards. Get it right.
From the 17 back to the 34. Now the good news for the Grizz, it's first down. Pick up 28 yards for a first down. Falk over the middle. That one just about picked. DePietro, Cole DePietro was there, and it's second down. Penalty's a huge part of the game. You get something going and you can't finish a drive because a penalty stalls it out, and Logan definitely had a rhythm going. You don't need it all on one play. Falk again. Over the middle. Now that's two that he's thrown a little bit short. Here's a flag in the backfield again. And if it's another hold, now you're in deep trouble because that one's 9 yards deep. Holding. Logan. That'll be a 19-yard penalty.
That's going to put him back all the way to the 45 of Cottonwood nearly.
Oh, my goodness. You saw that. It was on that defensive end, number 93. He was coming around the corner, TJ Fajoko. He's a sophomore. He was all-region as a freshman last year at 6'1", 245. And they said the tackle, Logan Rice, the junior, was holding him.
The ball all the way back on the Grizzlies' 46-yard line.
Wow.
Second down.
The wheels coming off of this drive for the Grizzlies.
I don't know if I've ever seen a second in that long. Maybe ever.
Second and about 48. People up here in the booth think that the defensive end right there on the bottom of the line is lined up off sides, and it looks like it from here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's the guy that keeps getting held. Compton with the catch, gets some of that penalty yardage back.
Down to the 37-yard line with the Colts.
17 of it back.
I'd say it's going to be third down on about 30. Falk has an interesting throwing motion. It's really tall and long. He's got to get a full extension on that arm. He doesn't do a lot of, you know, with the Nelson brothers, we saw a lot of short passes and a real concise movement.
Boy, that defensive end is lined up offsides. Compton can't get to it as it's knocked away from out there by Iono. So now it's fourth down and a long way, and the Grizzlies are going to have to punt this one away. Fourth and still about 30. You got to get down to about the 7-yard line there at the 37.
Well, if I was number 93, TJ Fajoko, I'd keep lining up offsides if they didn't call it either.
You know, and you watch the Logan sideline, and they keep talking to the official there about he's offsides, he's offsides. And the official keeps shaking his head. No, from up here it looks like it.
No, that's why they're right on the line of scrimmage. That's their job.
If you're across the ball, you're offsides, even if it's just your head. Oh, not a good kick by Thompson. Looked like that one was not off his toe, but high off his foot, down to the 21-yard line, so it's only about a 16-yard punt.
Well, as good a kicker as Thompson is, seriously, how often in the last couple of years has he had to punt?
Not with this offense.
Not very often.
Well, I think he was trying to get directional with that one and pin him down deep.
He just doesn't get enough practice.
Just laid up with that 5-iron a little too much.
Yeah, that's right. He bladed it.
So Logan had something going, and then penalties killed the drive. Cottonwood trailing 10-0 with 4 minutes left in the half, looking to get on the board. Here's Hosea. He's got a lane because the defensive end's had his shirt stretched out. That's what Coach Falk on the sideline saying to the side judge, too.
That's got to be the hardest judge in officiating, is that side judge in football.
Right next to the sideline, and everything's a missed call, whether it is or not, right?
Yep, they're still talking.
The coach in your ear. He felt like, Logan maybe felt like Sam Benyon had gotten held on that. Besides, the jersey stretched that out. Give to Jose again. Ball's free. There's a couple of Cottonwood linemen there, and
whoa!
They're going to say that Logan's got it.
Wow, I don't know how that could have possibly happened. It looked like easily Cottonwood was going to cover that.
It looks like it might be Jackson Berkey that came out of there with it. Well, one of the linemen was there on it, and then he bent over instead of just diving on it. And no, Cottonwood saying they're changing their mind.
They're having a discussion.
They're changing their mind.
And
Cottonwood ball. Let's see. There's the ball.
I look to the right of the screen. There's a couple of linemen for Cottonwood right there. Yeah, I had no idea how that could have been Logan's ball with 2 white jerseys jumping on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it was Neva Kinikini that got on it. And I think the official just, sometimes they get turned around and maybe just pointed the wrong way, but they're still thinking about it. They've changed their mind once.
You can stretch all you want right there.
3:17 to play in the first half. 10-0. Logan. Cottonwood with the ball for now. Where they recovered it, that should be, well, it should be what, 2nd and 1?
Yeah.
Hey, is it first down? So the stick should be the other way.
It should be 3rd down and about a yard.
Look at the sticks.
From where it's spotted right now, it should be 3rd and a yard if it's Cottonwood ball, because they started that. Didn't they start that on their 21? Yes, because they kicked it from the 37.
21's where the ball went.
The ball went out of bounds about the 21. And now it's sitting right on the 30, so it should be about 3rd and a yard. They had already started moving the chains for the change of possession. Oh. And they're saying first down, but
the Colts a first down.
I'm not sure how they give them a first down.
Well, they don't have the benefit of cameras and things like we did. And once that chain gang gets messed up, it's a difficult thing to get it back straight.
30-yard line.
It should actually be 3rd and a yard, but instead they give them first down. And Coach Favero's out there talking about it. Can't see it on the screen right there. But down on the sideline, he's talking about it. He's saying, "Look,
he knows exactly where their drive started."
And it's not like it was a change of possession and then they got it back.
And he may win this argument, actually. You don't often do that with officials. But
it should be 3rd and 1. It should be 3rd and 1 because Hosea picked up 3 yards on his first carry. On his second carry, he fumbled. And it was the 21-yard line was where they started the drive. And they've spotted the ball on the 30. It should be 3rd and a yard.
Easy for you to say.
I was going to say, again, we've got, TVs and replays, and we're writing it all down up here.
Yeah, that front chain, that front post should be right on the 31-yard line.
And I don't know what you do if you're the official. How do you figure that out? Because that's where this drive started, was at the 21.